This is part two to the other video. We're only going to start this one with this. Now, if you are African, where's it at? To this very day. You can't be a continent within a continent. You can't be that. If you're Islamic, where's it at? If you're a Christian, where's it at? If you're a black American, where's it at? They put everything on here but who you really are. So let's implant that in your head. Implant that in your head, people. All right. Now, let's get to some more photos. The point that I want to make was this. We have the Noni right here. We have the Anu of Japan, which is this guy right here, Asiatic. But the question is, the $1 million question is this. If you're from Africa or South Africa or anywhere in Africa, how come none of these countries call Farrakhan, Jesse, Dr. York, Yahweh Ben Yahweh, House of Consciousness, any of you, how come you're not taking your money and dumping it in this? Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. All of Asia, part of Brazil, which is Asiatics as well. When you travel to the other part of the country, you know you have to travel through this, but you flip the map. And when most of you say you're from South Africa, Swahili and Congos, how is it they can get together and create a corporate monetary system and that get you involved? Think about it, brothers and sisters. If your so-called black leaders are not gearing you into that thing called BRICS, the monetary system, and protect what you invest in, protect your houses, protect you as people, because you're part of this community, this world community, this global community, gotta scratch your head and say, hold up, where is these people leading you to? Because I'm still spending the American dollar, and my American dollar's not getting me nowhere. And I keep buying American products, but I can't buy nothing from Brazil, Russia, India, China, or South Africa, or we'll go to jail. You'll go to jail, and I'll go to jail for breaking the NAFTA agreement or the World Trade Agreement, which you're part of the World Trade Agreement. You're the product, black man, so-called Egyptian American, African American, black man, and nigga. You are the product. That's why you can't do shit with the globe. Why? Because the globe got you as the product. This cup of coffee is a product. And they sold it. You are that cup of coffee, your body. And your God-given talent or your God particles was in that cup like this coffee. That's what they're marketing. So let's go to the next slide. Prospective members of the AIIB, March 15, 2015. This is the Asian International Infrastructure Bank. Why ain't none of your so-called black leaders got you researching this and got you invested in this to get you away from British slavery, European slavery, and the American slaveries? How come they're not telling you to invest in the Asian infrastructure? Think about it. When is the so-called black man, the so-called African American, the so-called man who's from Egypt, who's supposed to be the new god and goddesses and all that, how come you're not part of the global infrastructure? Let's go back one more time. global infrastructure. Global infrastructure. And here's the date. That's the day. March 15th, 2015. That's the day. And you're still not part of nobody's infrastructure except for your slave master's infrastructure. Your slave masters, your slave captors, your slave traders, your slave buyers, and your slave breakers. The iron fist got you choked. So don't come on my post and all that telling me about this and this and that when I'm looking at the deeds and the fruits of your so-called black leaders and your religious leaders. That you're not even part of the global infrastructure that you say that you're part of. If you're African American, then how come you're not part of the Asian and the African BRICS and their infrastructure globally? Because you're not. I didn't make that up. These are facts. And then it says this. China proposed doubling the registered capital of the bank from 5 billion to 2 billion, and they invited India. See, look at that. Invited India. That's in Southern Asia. To participate in the funding of the bank, October 2014. And I wrote, black money need to invest. So what are you giving your money to in the church? What are you giving your money to in the Nation of Islam? What are you giving your money to in the Nawapian thing? What are you giving your money to? And it's not prospering you nothing, but more books and more scholars talking about he didn't got this information, he got that information, and you're steady arguing back and forth that who's what, not knowing that the whole body of what y'all discussing is one family called Asiatics. And y'all not getting it. How is the brothers and sisters are arguing amongst each other, not going to your father, knowing that your father is from Asia, who is an Asiatic, the original man of the planet? There is no argument. There is none. Every civilization got their information from their father. And their original father is from Asia, Fertile Crescent. But, y'all don't hear me, though. Y'all don't hear me. So let's go ahead and do some more recap. So now, we have now look at what Brother Muammar Gaddafi said. He said, is that the black man suffers from inferiority complex. This is dangerous. He said that's dangerous. Okay. Then he says, the thing we fear most. Because such a feeling would make him behave whiter than white. Muammar Gaddafi said that. That's his quote. Let me go back again. Maybe y'all not getting this. Yeah, maybe y'all not getting this. Muammar Gaddafi said the inferiority complex. So some black leaders get inferiority complex because they scared, like the times of David and Goliath. I don't want to war with you. But I'll go ahead and war with my own brothers and sisters and argue about whose religion and whose information is right or wrong. So you're inferior. Your inferiority complex. He said, what? This is dangerous. Where's it at? Down here. This is dangerous. He said that. Let's go back to this. He said, the thing we fear most. What do Libya, the Messiah of Libya, of the Libyans, what did he say? Because such a feeling would make him behave whiter than white. He said that. Look at that. It's not our so-called black leaders acting whiter than white. They got the tux, they got the brand new suits, their Maseratis, their fast cars, their mega churches, their mega temples, their mega masjids. You know, they're going over to Scientology to the what? Pale skin, whiter than white, right? That's what he said. So if your so-called black leaders are not leading you to the Asiatic infrastructure or the so-called African infrastructure called BRICS and the AIIB infrastructure, who's breaking away from the whiter than white and from the pale skin's way of doing things, then that means Muammar Gaddafi has prophesied the truth, that you have become whiter than white. Actually, you mean you're really dark. So what else did he say? He said, we say to him, brother, the whites, look what he says. We say to him, the whites, to him, brother. He's talking about so-called black man. The whites and blacks in America are equal. You're devils. You're white devils and you black devils. You're equal. That's what he said. Muammar Gaddafi said that. And so, this is why they call you niggas monkeys. Because you like having sex with them, you don't mind living with them, and you eat each other, and you eat each other's kids, and as soon as somebody start to do good, you start to attack them, just like these monkeys. And that's why they call you niggas monkeys. And they put a Morse hat on you, play music, watch you dance and get your jungle. That's why I call you jungle bunnies and shit. Because you're always dancing around the fucking truth. Come on, man. Y'all get me pissed off. I'm so tired of talking, man. But I got to. I got to. And see, you like these people because they're animals. No human being has two uteruses. So you're whiter than white. You're whiter than white. You're trying to live two histories, like a uterus. You're trying to use two uteruses to bring forth birth when the Most High has only given us one uterus. And that is the Asiatic woman who birthed all us Asiatics, and who splintered into different groups and tribes. Come on, man. Y'all. This has really become sickening. And it's been I don't know how many years of this in the making. And then what make it so bad, what really make it so bad, you monkeys, you worship these niggas here. Why in the hell would you want to support his clothing line with a pagan deity called Medusa, regardless if Medusa came from, I don't give a damn where she came from. You got snakes in your head. Our locks don't represent snakes. They don't look nothing like snakes. Don't stop degrading us. Stop degrading us like that. Stop degrading yourselves like that. This is who made that. Look at this closely. This is a monster. Listen, well, you don't even know if it's a man or a woman. But y'all worship that and y'all want to go buy Gucci belts and all that. And Versace this and Versace that. This is a homosexual. The netter does not condone homosexuality. The netter don't condone this. The Torah don't condone this. Us Asiatics don't condone that. But you folks let these beasts, these black beasts, these black devils who worship with their Versaces and these fancy cars as if it's beautiful. You become whiter than white. You become whiter than white. And then when you go out there and you tell people, Versace, you get your jungle bunny on, Versace, oh, and then go to Jesus, and then go to Muhammad, and go to this. But like, meanwhile, you don't even understand the history of the fucking beast. You become whiter than white. Okay, now, I've been jumping around a little bit, But the real point I was getting to was the cloning. I believe Farrakhan has been cloned. I believe Dr. York has been cloned. Because of this. They're called doubles. Get the movie about doubles and clones. They've been cloning people since the early 50s. So who you worshiping ain't even really who you worshiping, who you say is your prophet. Remember, Tupac said, I'm coming back as Black Jesus. Man, meanwhile, he's telling you that he's been cloned. You know? And, I mean, it's crazy. And the art of war, infiltration. This comes from Dr. Valentine's work. And big up to Dr. Valentine because he drops bombs too. But here you go from Dr. Valentine. You know, about the infiltration. Check it out, man. Look at it. I'm going to try to get a little better, clearer picture for you. Come on, man. Read it. Wake up, man. Wake up. What the hell? Even Richard Pryor said this. New niggers. Richard Pryor. And his record, when you get that up, it's called Richard Pryor, Is It Something I Said? This is what the album looked like. Now look what Richard Pryor did. He put his spiritual uniform on, and the devils is coming to get him with their fire to sacrifice his ass as a witch, because you see the sticks. Listen to his thing. And then this is what Richard said. Check out what Richard said too. Whiter than white, but then he says, shortage of white people. Till next time, this is Omar Jose. I'm thinking around this time is short. There might be a part 3. Peace.